Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome back to another session of live counter review using technical analysis. For today, the flow will be same as per usual. First, I'll go through the economic calendar, then followed by the indices and commodities. Some of the sectors such as FANG-M, US banks, semicons as well as EVs. Then last but not least will be the counters that you have dropped in the Q&A box below. Yeah, so without further ado, I'll begin. This week will be there's a lot of events taking place this week in terms of the economic calendar wise. Then there's also a lot of earnings that's going to be coming out as well. Since we're heading to the earnings season. So yeah, I think do pay close attention to that. Today we have retail sales. It's coming out. That's in about half an hour's time, 8:30 p.m. Okay, then tomorrow we have some Fed members speaking throughout the whole week. Uh, Tomorrow, 8:30 p.m., there's building permits as well as housing starts. Industrial production data at 9:15 p.m. Then Powell will be speaking Wednesday, 1:15 a.m. Then usual core inventories data 10:30 p.m. on Wednesday. Then heading into Thursday will be continue some FOMC members that will be speaking. The usual jobless claims at 8:30 p.m. Then we also have some uh, a lot of Fed members will be speaking. Philadelphia Fed Manufacturing Index, that's our 8:30 p.m. as well. Friday we'll have another Fed speaks as well along the way. Yeah, so a lot of Fed speaks going on this week, as well as a couple of the important other events will be the Powell will be speaking as well as retail sales, I guess, and industrial production. Yeah, so quite a lot of events happening this week. So next one, I'll move on to the indices as commodities. First, I'll talk about Bitcoin. So personally, I think Bitcoin is starting to show some signs of weakness. So I think the key thing was this uptrend support line over here. Price has been generally quite range bound, respecting this uptrend support line until Saturday. Saturday there was a breakdown below it, and then I think this is quite significant because this actually marks the end of the higher low being formed. So along the way during the uptrend, we saw higher lows, and then this actually took out this higher low around 64.5K level. Then it did a retest of the support around here, which is around 61K. Then Sunday and today we are seeing some sort of rebound. But I think this could be a very short rebound. Looks like could be a retest to be there could be some resistance around here around the 66.8K level. So if you do see any form of rejection happening today or tomorrow, right? Then I think there could be some further downside for Bitcoin to retest the support again. Yeah, so I think this for Bitcoin some short-term weakness if price cannot get back above this uh this uh this uptrend support line over here. And the next one is on Dow Jones. So Dow Jones also has been quite weak last week. So last week we saw it break down, it make a lower low, broke down below this swing low around 38.5K level, and then we actually touched this swing low support of 38K as well. Yeah, so currently I think quite near to support over here around 37.8K level over here, which was previously a range back then. I think we might see the index get some support over here and do some rebound if it touches this zone over here. But I think upside wise it should be quite limited. I think price is still finding resistance currently along this downtrend resistance line. And then when you look up, there's also a few broken supports recently, which is the 38K level as the 30.4K level. So this is where some short-term resistance if price does some rebounds along the way. So I think overall, still either some sideways or some weakness ahead for Dow, in my opinion. And the next one is on Nasdaq. So Nasdaq has still been relatively sideways last week. What happened last week was just nothing too much, just a continued consolidation over here, but couldn't break above this high of 16.5K resistance as well. but they're still holding the 16K support level lah. So I think for Nasdaq, I could still see some sort of a range bound action. The key will be to see whether the price breaks through when either side the resistance support. Yeah, but for now, I think there could be still some a little bit of pullback to maybe retest some lower supports. If we break below 16K, next support level is probably around 15.8K level over here. Yeah, then there's also a gap over here to unfilled gap from previously as well. There's around 15.6K to watch out as well. So so that's for Nasdaq. Maybe some short-term sideways movement. I think there could be a little bit of downside. But you see whether how it goes from this range. The next one is on S&P. S&P has been similar to Nasdaq as well, but a little bit weaker. So for S&P, following a breakdown of this blue color uptrend channel over here, right? Price was last week was also quite sideways. It was holding this 51 around the 5145 level. Then on Friday there was a close below it. So I think if it continues this momentum downwards, you could see a further pullback in terms of the price to actually retest some lower support levels. That could bring S&P down towards 5050 area, which was a previous support over here as well as a prior resistance. So this is a key level. It could also, if there's a deeper pullback, could also feel this unfilled gap from the past as well. This around 4980. Yeah, so that's for S&P 500, quite similar to Nasdaq. And also in terms of indices wise, some short-term weakness could persist into this week. The next one I'll talk about is gold. So for gold, it's been on a strong run, but I think on Friday there was quite a strong spike, but then it entered the day in the red lah. So that could be some signs of a short-term profit taking, in my opinion. The key, and then for now is that the key is that it's trading in this short-term uptrend channel lah. I think, but if you cannot regain back above the level of 2375 about there, I think short-term wise you could see some short sideways consolidation after a very strong rally lah. So in terms of pullback wise, I think it could touch around 2300 again. Some short-term support level, 2270 to about 2300. This zone over here. Yeah, do some sideways consolidation. Okay, the next one is on oil. Okay. Yeah, okay. So for oil, I think Friday there was a spike initially as well, but then you also similar to gold, ended the day slightly in the red. Still finding resistance around 87.5 over here. I think for 4 point is still not broken there. I think we probably continue this range up, but if there's some short-term weakness, if price breaks down below, then we might see price retest 82.5, the previous range resistance over here that will act as a support. If price breaks above 87.5, then we could see price going higher towards like $89 to $90. Yeah, that's for oil. So I think short-term wise is still in this range over here. You see how it moves out of this range thereafter. Next one is on VIX. So VIX last week we saw a spike on Friday. It did a retest of this trend line resistance in blue. Yeah, over here, then it closed slightly with a upper wick over here. I think for VIX, nothing too much for now, I guess. Likely to still find some resistance above 18 over there. Short-term support wise is probably around 15 to 16 in this zone over here. So I think probably just move some sideways in the days ahead. The next one is copper. So copper has been as with most of our commodities, copper has also been on a run recently. So but I think we could see some short-term pullback. It actually did a retest of the highs of 4.35 recently. Then I think currently it's also at the near the top end of this wedge resistance as well. So I think we could see some short-term pullback in this current uptrend. to maybe retest the recent support of about 4.2 about there. Yeah, then price could just trade sideways afterwards. So this for the indices and commodities. Next up, I'll talk about the FANG sector first. I'll start with Meta. Okay. So for Meta, I think last week was quite range bound actually. So it was still stuck in this range over here. For now, still resistance above 120. Which was this swing high over here, as well as this channel resistance as well. And gold. Yeah. So I think for now it's probably trading in this channel over here. I think short-term price is still likely to see some consolidation with support close to 500 to about 510 over here, which is a channel support, and then also this horizontal breakout level over here. And so I expect some short-term sideways movement. If price still holds this channel support, then it could still continue its uptrend to trade higher. But then if it breaks below it, then could see some pullback towards closer to about 480s, 490. Yeah, so let's see how it goes. Next one is on Apple. Apple saw some rebound, strong rebound on Thursday, for about 4%. For now, it looks like a double bottom has been formed around 168. Yeah, so short-term wise, I think it could do a retest of the previous swing high resistance of 178 to about 180. So you see at this swing high over here, and then 180 was this very key support level that was broken previously. So if it does a retest, that will act as a short-term resistance. So I think it might just test those levels, then just trade sideways for time being. Support level for now, I think it's around 173, 174 about there, which was this horizontal resistance recently. So yeah, I expect Apple to just trade kind of sideways for the time being. The next one, I'll talk about Amazon. So Amazon last week continue inch up a little bit higher, went to make a new all-time high above the 188 high previously. I think for now, nothing has changed in terms of the trend wise. It's still trading in this overall rising wedge pattern, and price has still been forming higher lows along the way and higher highs as well. So I think for now, looks like uptrend is still probably going to continue as long as price is still holding the current support, which is about 182 to 183 level. Yeah, I think Amazon still looking one of the stronger ones. Okay, next up is on Netflix. So Netflix, I think the chart wise is actually looking a bit similar to Meta in my opinion. We have this uptrend channel over here as well. Price is steadily trading upwards. Last week saw some pullback from the resistance around 640 about there. But then it touched the channel support around 610, then you saw a rebound again. So yeah, still in an uptrend for now. We could still see some sideways price action as long as price doesn't make a break below the support of 610. I think for now, could see some continued sideways action to test some. Let's see whether it can continue to make some new highs. For Netflix. There's some short-term resistance around. There's some short-term resistance around 645. Also to take note, 645 it was a previous double top over here, double top neckline support. Yeah, this was back in 2021. So I think this will be a key level that will serve as a resistance as well. So this is for Netflix. Next one is on Google. I think Google has also been performing quite well. My counter. Okay, this is for Google. Also in this uptrend channel, I think currently. So still continuing on the momentum after breaking 154 about there, some sideways, then price hit a higher. I think, but for now, I think some short-term resistance could be quite near around the 160 see about that. So first thing is, I think, is this uptrend channel resistance currently trend line over here, which has tested multiple times and price tends to pull back a little bit afterwards. When you look at it, so currently based on this trend line, the resistance could be around 162 about there. So I think 160 to 162 is the current some sort of resistance over there. So we are quite near about there. In terms of support wise, if it does a pullback, current support 154, 155 about there. It's a channel support as well as the recent range breakout level. So possible some sideways consolidation as well. Next one of the FANG end will be Microsoft. So for Microsoft, I think generally has been quite range bound, still finding resistance above 428 about there. For Microsoft, I think the key will be to take note it cannot break down on this uptrend channel over here. Overall, it's been trading in this channel since October lows of last year, holding well along this uptrend support line. Currently, we are retesting it again. So we need to see a bounce today and try to break this 428. If not, there could be some danger if there's a close below 420, 419, 420, then price might start to just trade sideways to test this lower support of 415. So for Microsoft, need to see a bounce soon over here. Yeah. So I think to sum up the FANG generally is either some sideways movement or some strength. So I think that will still continue. The strong ones are like for now the strong one is Google, Amazon, I think Meta, Netflix, Microsoft, mostly doing quite well now for the moment. Then Apple also rebounded recently to test resistance as well. So next one I'll move on to the financial sector. So first I'm looking at XLF. So XLF signs of weakness recently. So after the range consolidation over here, as well as it actually broke down below this wedge support level. So the confluence of supports around $41. Then there was a three black crows over here. Then actually retested short-term support around $40 about there. So I think currently we might see some short-term bounce if price holds this level, but I would think we're likely to see some resistance, some lower high resistance from the rebound. Since currently looks like some trend reversal taking place. So resistance wise, I think it's probably around 40.7 to about 41.2 be some resistance levels for the time being. If price can't hold the Friday lows, then I think the next key support that should be able to hold it is around 39, this level over here. So some short-term weakness for the financials in general when looking at the XLF. Then when I go into the individual counters, I think we can see why. The first one is JP Morgan. So trending quite well before the results, but after the results, boom, you see over here gap down, very strong bearish. So this just we saw a breakdown of this range, bring support 193 as well as this key trend support over here of 188. So they actually opened over here on Friday, but then price decisively closed lower. So that's a bearish signal. Also below this range support 185. I think in terms of near-term wise, likely to see this bearish momentum actually continue for the time being. Near-term support wise, the next support for JP Morgan will probably be around 179, 180 over here, this small consolidation area before price went up higher. If price breaks this level, then I think the next level that should be able to hold it will be around 175, this key resistance level, which was an ascending triangle resistance previously. So 175, 179 to take note. Short-term resistance wise, I think we'll probably, if price does a retest, 188, 189, there will be some short-term resistance. For the time being for JP Morgan. So looking a bit bearish for now. Next one, I'll move on to others counters like Wells Fargo, which also released results on Friday. So Wells Fargo is faring better. Generally, we see a doji over here on Friday. Quite market is still undecided. I would say still in this range over here, but need to close back above 56.5. This key range support. Yeah, quickly and stand above it for this range to actually continue lah. If we see price cannot get back above, then starts to keep testing the lows of 55.5 over here, then there could be some weakness ahead for Wells Fargo. Yeah, so I think for now could be still range bound, but need to see the immediate price action these few days. If there's a break below, right, then the next supports to look at will be probably around 54 over here, and next one is around 52. So that's for Wells Fargo. Another one that released results on Friday was Citigroup. So Citigroup also looks like some potential weakness. So yeah, on Friday there was a gap up, but then couldn't clear this breakdown turn resistance at 62.4, 62.5. Yeah, then it closed at the lows with a bit of a lower weight. Currently still holding on to this uptrend support line over here. But we need to see some sort of bounce. Then I think maybe at most we'll probably do some sideways 60 to 62 about it. But if there's a break below Friday lows, right, then I think price will hit lower towards the next support level, which is around 57.7 about there. Then the next lower support will be around 56.5, this zone over here. So might be seeing some weakness for Citigroup here as well, if there's a break below the Friday lows. Then another one, last but not least, I think Bank of America is releasing results should be tomorrow, I think. Also a bit of a short-term weakness as well. So there was a break of this range consolidation support of 36.8 over here. And then price retested this previous a lower previous resistance, cluster of resistance at 35.7, 35.8 over here. So I think for short-term wise, we might see some rebound from a first retest of this resistance. But I would think lower high will form around 36.8 over here. Yeah. And then afterwards, we need to see how the results will affect the share price. Yeah. So that's for Bank of America. Okay, next one I'll move on to the semiconductor sector. So I'll start with the stocks here, Philadelphia Semiconductor Index. So looking at the ETF wise, I think for the sector is still not showing strength now for the moment. After a breakdown over here, price generally has been quite range bound. Still unable still didn't attempt to clear this resistance around 490 over here, but also at the same time didn't break the support of 4,700. So quite range bound. Yeah, so we might still see some sideways price movement for the semicons ETF. If price breaks lower, then I think it could go on to test some lower support level close to 4,580, 4,600 over here. So price resistance. So that's the first level of support. Next level to look at lower would probably be around 4,400 over here. Yeah. So that's for semicons. I expect some sideways trading or with a bias to go a bit lower given that price hasn't managed to clear this 4,990 resistance for like in about a month. So there's actually some sign of weakness already. Okay, next up I'll move on to the individual counters. First up is Nvidia. So Nvidia last week there was a continuation of pullback start of the week, then there's some rebound towards the end. So yeah, I think in my opinion looks like a breakdown of this ascending broadly here. So yeah, over here there's a breakdown and retest. It actually tested a support level over here around the 840 level, then here rebound. But on Friday there was some rejection over here. So the key now is that you must clear back this 900 level to go test 9, to go up again to actually show back some strength. If you cannot do that, then it's likely to continue some. above 900, the next immediate resistance for now is around 900 to 925 around here, which was the previous horizontal resistance price. Cleared over, but couldn't hold over here, and then it continued to trend downwards. So this is the key level. If price breaks below the Friday lows, it could retest the recent lows around 830, 840, about there. Yeah, then also next support level below that is probably around 775, 780, around there. So that's for NVIDIA. See how it reacts at this key level. Okay, next one is AMD. Okay, AMD already dropped quite a lot, I think. Yeah, overall, it's been quite weak. Last week has been mostly sideways range, but then on Friday there was a break below 165 to test 162 lah. So 162, I think is a level previously. This was over here, this range support level back in the past. So I think first time test it could hold over here, but I think that the upside bounce should be quite limited, given that price actually broke. After a few days of consolidation, price broke down. So there's likely some resistance over here, 165 to 167 about that. Yeah, so I think that's for AMD. Might see a bit of a bounce, but likely they continue to be weak. But yeah, if price cannot hold this 161, 162, right, then there's a chance that it could still go lower over time to test the next support level around 151 about there. So, but then I think if it really goes there, then I think this should be able to hold it for near term. So that's for AMD, looking showing some weakness still. This one is on TSM. TSM, I think still some weakness as well. So TSM price has been looking to trade this channel over here. But then at the same time couldn't break above 145 convincingly. That has still acted as a resistance, especially with the recent candlesticks over here. And then this is also confirmed channel resistance as well. So I think for now, price could do a bit of a pullback towards the support of 139, 140, which is this swing low as well as the channel support over here. Then it could do some bounce and some sideways for the time being. Yeah, so that's for TSM. If there's a break below this support, then likely we're going to see price retest 134, 133, 134, this horizontal support again. So I think for now, still some sideways. Next one is on Marvell. Marvell also sideways for now. Yeah, currently in a range, in this range. Good thing is that it's still holding this range breakout of 68. Current support is around 70 about there. But resistance is still holding out around 74, 75 about there. So I think for now, still likely some range bound trading taking place for the time being. Yeah, that's for Marvell. Next one is on Micron. Micron, one of the stronger ones already. I think Micron could showing some signs of weakness, starting to show a bit of weakness. So generally has been quite range bound recently, but there's a signs of lower highs being formed along this trend line perhaps. But then the lows is still, the support is still holding around 121, 122 about it. So as long as this holds, then could still see some sideways action. But if the support breaks, then we could see it test lower levels like 117, yeah, as the next level. Then afterwards it's 110 about that. So that's for Micron. I'm thinking some sideways or a little bit further pullback to 117 is possible for this week. If it still cannot break through this lower high trend over here. Okay, next one is on Broadcom. Okay, Broadcom, I think nothing too much. Still very much in the range, a bit similar to Marvell. But resistance is still holding out at 1,004. Still couldn't break through this level. Support is still holding out around 1,315 about that. So I think need to see a clear break either side. Then we see the next direction for Broadcom. Yeah, but I think might be still going, the bias is still going lower perhaps. Since it start over here for so long, still cannot break above 1004. And if it breaks below the next the next support level it could test is around 1280. Then the lower end is around 1002 lah. That's for Broadcom. Then last but not least, the next semicon I'll talk about is Intel. Intel has been one of the weakest uh name. So after breaking down this range, support 41.8, price has just been steadily going down. And then on Friday also broke below this trend support. This trend support over here. Yeah. Sorry. Along the course of the week also broke below this previous resistance at 8.5. That's quite bearish. I think if it continues its bearish momentum, next support level will be around 30 3350 about there. Yeah, perhaps. Then next one below is around 32. Yeah, so that's the next support levels for Intel. Short-term resistance will be already come from this retest around 37.30 about there if it happens. So still some weakness for Intel for the time being. Okay, next one, last sector. Before I go through the counters that you all have, is the EV sector. So EV, firstly, I'll start with Tesla. Tesla recently is still quite range bound, I would say. Largely, I would think that the range is still around 160 to 180 about there. Okay, then yeah, I think nothing too much. Like, need to see price break, make a clear break either way, then get out this range. But for the time being, I think it's nothing too much, I would say. Yeah, if it breaks 180, the next resistance is around 193, 100. Yeah, but then if it breaks below 160, next support to look at will probably be 152, 153, which is this wedge. A wedge trendline support as well as a previous swing low support for Tesla. I think for now still quite in the range. Next one is on Xpeng. So for Xpeng, let me take a look. Generally, I think still very much in this downtrend. Last week, end of the week, did a bit of a short-term bounce to test prior support. The prior support zone 8.3 to 8.5 out there, then rejection Friday went back lower. So think could still retest, still a lot of bearish momentum lah. Could still retest this 7.3 swing low support. Think we'll see if this holds, then whether it can start to build a bit of range. But if this low give way, then we could still see some lower lows being formed. With the next support being around 6.8. I think 6.8 was the previous another swing low, then followed by 6.25. Well, okay. Yeah, so that's for Xpeng. And next one is on New. New also continue to show weakness. So after building a bit of a range over here, Friday broke down below the support level of 4.4. Retested this trend line over here. So need to see some sort of bounce. We could see some sort of a bounce to take place, but I think upside is limited from given that we had this range breakdown. So 4.4 is probably 4.4 around there will be the short-term resistance. If price breaks below the Friday lows, then there's still a chance for a lower low to be formed, which is around 3. The next key support is around 3.8, I think. Yeah, 3.8. 3.8, 3.9 was a previous resistance and support level. This was back in 2020. Okay, then last counter for the EV sector, Rivian. Yeah, Rivian also very weak. So after the retest of the support over here, then did a small bounce, 10.6, finding resistance from this broken support. Then price broke through this support on Thursday, Friday. Yeah, so with that, I think if I'm not wrong, it's the new all-time lows. Yeah, it's a new all-time low. So I think can't really give a good support next. Yeah, but I think with that, likely continuation of the bearish momentum going ahead. given that overall it's a very downtrend counter as well. Yeah, so I think that's all for the sectors. I'll start with the Q&A. Okay, hi. Start. I'll go through SMCI. SMCI. Okay, SMCI I think is still quite weak for the time being. Last week, Monday, it broke through this uptrend support line over here. Then they are currently doing close to a retest of these lows at 860s. Yeah, there will be a bounce, and Friday we had this red candle over here again as well. I think for the time being, it could do the most. I think it could do is a sideways with resistance around 950, 960 about there. Yeah, then if it breaks through the Wednesday lows over here, then perhaps you could see price going a little bit lower to retest 855 over here. Then previously 825 about there also was a support as well. So yeah, I think short term wise, looks like the downtrend is still intact for SMCI for the time being. Okay, then okay, there's a question on TZA. Let me see what's this counter. If you have TZA is 1678, will you take profit now or sell it? Okay, so TZA is direction small cap bear 3 times. I think this one is like you're bearish on the small caps and you buy this counter, then it gives you a leverage of 3 times. 16.78. Oh, that's a very good, I think that's a very good entry near the very lows over here. For now, let me see. I think for now, I would still wait and see, given that if my entry is so low, currently it's retesting this downtrend resistance line. For now, it could do a bit of sideways, especially since over here we have a swing high resistance. Yeah, price could just start to still find some resistance on the way and sideways. But if I see that price is able to hold this trend, hold above this trend line as well as hold above these lows, which is around 1870, then I think there could still be some upside potential towards the next resistance on 2150, 2160 over here. So I think for time being, if your entry is so low, I think you can still wait and see how it goes. Yeah, if you are keen to hold longer. Yeah. So that's my opinion. Next one is on United Health. United Health, I think still quite weak. Last week after some sideways section, 450, but then broke through 450, also retested 440 already. 440, I would think is a support level already. Yeah, current support zone is about 430 to 440 is a support area. So I think maybe price could do a bit of a short-term rebound, a bit of a bounce at this level. Yeah. I think there's also earnings coming out this week for United Health. Yeah, so I think we'll see how it goes with the price. But for now, it's hit a support level. That's what I can say. Okay, next one is Palo Alto. Okay, Palo Alto, I think for now, need to see how it goes. Because actually I see some bullish divergence for this counter. Actually, after the retest of the lows at 265 out here, right? Yeah, I can call this like sort of a double bottom. Then I saw there was a higher low before MACD that's crossover back up again. Still need to see whether you can hold this 276, 277, this breakdown level, then subsequently recovery back up. If price can score over here, then I think there's a good chance that it could test 290 again. Yeah, still need to see for some confirmation to come in. if it can't hold 275 again, then I think it will drop back down to test 265 again. So I think very much still in a range. It's just whether to see whether it tests the higher end or the lower end for Parallel 2 for the time being. Next one is Adobe. Okay, Adobe, I think still some weakness. Still some weakness for the time being. Given that price has broke below 485, and this was after a bit of a sideways consolidation over here. And Friday had a break. But then again, also tested 470 this level. So if this holds, then I think there might be still a bit of a bounce taking place. But I think very narrow range. 480s. Around the 480, we'll see some resistance again. Then also have this downtrend resistance line over here as well. So I think very tight range ahead if the support at 470 holds. If it doesn't, then we could see a further drop down towards 150 about there for Adobe. Okay, next one is on Enphase. Enphase, I think. Okay, for now, I think it's still some consolidation taking place. Let me see if I draw a trend line over here. Okay, I think for now the key is to see whether price can actually stay above 119 over here, which was this broken support. Currently still some resistance whenever price goes up or try to go above it. If they can do a nice upside move above this, then could see a retest of like 131 again. I think for now, as long as this uptrend support line along the way is still holding, current support is around 114. I think as long as this line is still holding, there's still a chance now. But if there's this one breakdown, then I think probably gonna test like 100, 910 again. So for Enphase, still some range consolidation. Okay, next one is TLT. Okay, TLT, I think recently there's a break below 91.70 over here, so that led to some further dips in terms of price. I think it's approaching a short-term level over here, short-term support level around between 88 to about 89. There's some previous resistance. This also coincides with the 61.8% Fibonacci. So I think if price comes down to that level, it might hold there for a while and do some sideways. Yeah, so that's for TLT. How about UBS so far at Teva? So okay, UBS, let's see. So UBS last week I think was bearish, so break down below this range consolidation support of the 30.6, then price went down further. Yeah, currently I think it's near a support zone. So over here 28.4, 29.3. This was prior resistance and support zones over here. So price could sideways over here a while. Is also looking like a retest of this downtrend resistance line over here. So I would think there's a confluence of supports over here. The price will just sideways, but I think any bounce is still limited upside. I think resistance still coming around 29.9 over here. Yeah, so maybe some sideways. Next one is on SoFi. Okay, SoFi I think generally still in the consolidation mode, still seeing resistance above 7.8, 7.9. Yeah. Good. At least the good thing is still forming higher lows, hopefully, along the way. Then see whether if it does a retest of this support, 7.1 over there, then see whether it can do a bounce back up again. But I think overall it's still seeing this consolidation mode. Next one is on Teva. Okay, for Teva, let's see. Okay, Teva, I think could be some short-term weakness ahead because price action wise, after this looks like a double top. Then price broke below this 13.7 level. on Friday, so that's quite significant. And then also when price was pushing higher, I saw looks like decreasing momentum. So that's bearish divergence to me. I think there's some bearish signals for the time being. I think for now tap onto this support level 13.2. If it could be some bounce, but I think it's very small, so likely be very small upside with resistance still coming on 13.7. If this cannot hold, then the next support level to look at will probably be around 12.6 to 12.8 about here, this zone over here. So that's for Teva. Might see some short-term weakness if price unable to reclaim 13.7 back. Okay, next one is on Palantir. Okay, Palantir, I think starting to just sideways in a very tight range. So still holding on at the support of 22.2, 22.3, this swing over here. Price not to sideways, but yeah, still seeing lower swing highs being formed. So for time being, still a bit some weakness going on. Need to see price break above 23.2 this level, then you could do a retest back of 24.1 over here. Yeah, but if not, you just keep on in this tight range. If there's a break below the support of 22, right, the next support level it could go down is I think will be around 20.3 about here. So that's for Palantir. Currently still some sideways. Okay, this one is on PayPal. Okay, PayPal, I think not looks like nothing too much for the timing. It's still in this range, this consolidation mode over here. So short-term support-wise is around 64. I think that would still hold. Resistance around 67 about that. Yeah. So like some sideways, if price cannot hold 64, then next support level could be around 61.5 to 62 about that. Okay, so that's for PayPal. Next one is on MasterCard. Okay, MasterCard, I'm thinking, yeah, some short-term weakness for time being after the breakdown of this uptrend channel. Price also tried to retest, but then also resisted along 0.80. And then went down to test one level of support, 400 and 460. So over here, you could see some short-term bounce, but I think the recent support of the equals along the way. So that's for MasterCard. Next support level if 460 gives way, next support level it could test is around for close to 450 over here. So that's for MasterCard. We have BY I think is Starbucks, E3 and MBO. Okay, Starbucks still no signs of any support coming in. Initially, I drew this downtrend channel support. There was a small bounce, then price broke through again. Yeah, so still quite a lot of weakness going on at the moment. Let's see what's the next support level if we find. So I think yeah, it could still go down. So currently it's in the middle of this range previously. The next stronger support probably could come in close to $80, 80. So that's for Starbucks. Could still see some continuation momentum with the weak price action currently. Okay, the next one is on C3, C3 AI. Okay, so for this, I think that the downwards momentum is still pretty strong. For this counter, price still breaking below this 2360. Previously it was quite a strong support, but then this time it just went through and then on Friday closed as well. Currently, I would say let's see whether this channel is able to hold over here where the support is around 2230. Let's see whether there's some rebound, but I think rebound wise, the resistance is also likely to be still quite near, around 24, about there. Still no confirmation of any bottoming yet for C3. Next key support level, if it continues to go down, it will be around, this is around 2050. Yeah. 2050 is another key horizontal support. Okay, next one is on NVO, which is Novo Nordisk. Okay, Novo Nordisk, generally last week was quite range bound, but I think overall trend is still continuing on its pullback over here, lower highs, lower lows, doing some range along the way. Yeah, so I think currently the key is to see whether this prior resistance 123, 124 is still holding a support. Currently it's still holding up. Then I think price, then there could be some rebound to test like 127, 128 short-term resistance. But I think likely to be still quite weak given the current this pullback. By then if price you see break below this support, right? The next it could go down to around like 118 to 120 area over here. So that's for Novo and all this. Okay, next one I'll go through is McDonald's. Okay, McDonald's, yeah, also continuing on is downtrend over here. Currently some sideways, some sideways pattern over here. So it could consolidate a while over here between 265 to 269. Previously I think this 267 was like a level over here. Yeah, so it could consolidate around this area. But then if it continue extends the downtrend, right, then the next support will be around support is around 262, then followed by 258 about there. So I think for now still quite weak lah. No confirmation yet of a bottom. Yeah, short term wise some sideways. The next one is on Pepsi. Yeah, Pepsi are expecting some short-term weakness still. After this double top, then break through the support 171 price from lower highs, lower lows. Currently still trying to hold at this 168 level. But then I think any rebound is likely to still be weak now. Around 170, 171 will be the resistance. Yeah, but then if it if you see price break below 100 these lows, right, then it could go down a little bit further towards 165, 166. Yeah, about there, 166. Then followed by 163. Yeah, still still some pullback going on at the moment. The next one is Coke. Now Coke also weakness, I think. Broke down after breaking down this uptrend channel, did a retest and continue its momentum downwards last week. Currently did a retest of a support at 50, around 58, 50 over here. So need to see whether this can hold for some slight bounce. But yeah, similarly to now the previous counters mentioned, likely the bounce is still be weak. Probably 59 will be some resistance really. If this cannot hold, then next support will be around 57, I think. Yeah, around 57.30, about there. Then followed by 56.70. Yeah, so that's for Coke. Okay, our next one I'll move on to Twilio. Twilio, I think still nothing too much, just still range consolidation going on for quite a while already. So we need to see the actual levels being broken, then we see a different trend being formed. Currently still 50, around 59, 50, 63 about there. So I think nothing too much for now for Twilio. Then for Melco Resorts, also similarly in the range over here. Uh, yeah, so this between 6.8 to about 7.6. Yes. So I think nothing too much for now, but if it breaks below 6.8, around 6.4, it should be the next support level for Melco. Okay, then next one is flowers. Flowers, yeah, still extending its downtrend momentum over here. Uh, there was a break below this $9 support. Retest could be hit, could be a rejection over here on Friday. So I think the price could still hit lower to test maybe like hit the 840 over here, then followed by next support level is around 780, 790 about there. Yeah. So I think still weakness over here. Okay, hi Stephen. Next one is on MSI, which is Motorola. Motorola, some overextension over the uptrend channel resistance. Price started to pull back for the time being. I think yeah, we could see some further pullback. I think because when looking at the price action wise, I will see this is a range between 347 to about 354. Then on Friday we had a close below this range after testing it multiple times along the week. So I think this could be a sign of weakness for price to go a bit lower towards 338, 339 over here as the next support. I could test here, then do a bit of bounce sideways afterwards. Okay, next one is on 40net. Okay, 40net generally I think is still quite range, but I would say some weakness, still more weakness for timing with price breaking below this 69 still 69 level and then rejecting off it to test the support. So currently at the support area 66 about there, could do a bit of bounce, but I think still likely to be some upside wise likely to be limited with the recent breakdown. If price gets below 65, 66, the next support level will probably be around 63, 62, 63, this zone over here. Yeah, so that's for 40net. Okay, the next counter is on GE. Okay, this is GE Aerospace. Okay, for GE Aerospace, I think it looks like some range consolidation for a time being. I think previously it's also hit a previous high. So this was around 159 about there. So price could sideways a little bit over here. Yeah, looks like some potential consolidation for a time being. But overall, it's still very nice, very strong uptrend. Okay, then next one I'll move on to GE Healthcare. Okay, GE Healthcare is looks like it's weaker. Also doing a range, but then this was falling price at pullback from the high over here. Looks like could be a breakdown over here. Break then a retest on Friday, reject lower. Then also seeing a series of lower highs being formed along the way as well. So I think if price stays below 87.60 over here, right, could see further pullback towards older resistance around 83. That could act as a support for price to bounce from. And so this for GE Healthcare. The next one is RTX. Okay, RTX I think sort of retested a swing high resistance at 102. So price could do some sideways consolidation for time being. Support wise will be around 98, 99 will be a support over here, this area over here. So I think some sideways consolidation is likely. Okay, hi Joe. Uh, we have okay, Snowflake. Okay, Snowflake, I think Snowflake 151 still holding as support, but still some lower highs along the way. Yeah. And also bullish some there's a crossover MACD. I think the key now is to see whether because this was a support that price broke down from 158. Currently it's doing a retest. So need to see whether price is able to hold over here. If it rejects all, then likely we will see a retest of 152 again. But then if price is able to hold this level and stand, I think it could go up to 165 again, 165, 160. So this area will be need to see how the price action goes over here. Currently it's at the halfway mark between these two extreme levels. And this one is a SWK, which is Stanley Black and Decker. Okay, SWK. I think some after doing a bit of range, I think potentially some weakness ahead. Yeah, actually we tested the 98 resistance, then just looks like breakdown below the support 93 over here. So price could go a bit lower. The next support level is around $90 over here. It's one support. Then another support is uh, around 87 about there. So there are these two supports to take. Okay, hi James. This one is on MCO, which Moody's Corporation. I think yeah, so for this counter is like short term. There's some short term weakness going on. Uh, Breakdown of this uptrend support line over here. Looks like a rising wedge, perhaps. And so there could see some pull. We could see some pullback. Price to test some the older support levels, which is I think this zone between 358 to 370, this area over here. Yeah, could see some retest of the previous supports. And next one is on FDX, FedEx. Okay, FedEx. Currently is pulling back. I think it's currently just pulling back over here, low high, lower lows. Also broke below some range along the way. So yeah, I think currently we could see price do a get fill. It's quite likely over here around 265. Maybe some bounce, but then if it continues to be rejected along this downtrend resistance line, then I think we could still see some further pullback along the way. Yeah, currently no don't have any like bullish signals yet. Okay, below that, the next support level probably around 260 is the next 260, 261 is the next support. Then next one is a DHI, which is Dr. Horton. Okay, this one also some short-term weakness because you see the price action wise has made a lower high along the way. Previously higher highs, higher lows, and over here you see a reversal downwards. Then currently it did a retest of the lower support level. Currently still holding at 148 about there. So we could see a bit of rebound, but then I think should be still a lower high with resistance from 154, 155 along the way. Yeah, so could be just some sideways then, but then if it breaks below this, then I think lower lows could come. Yeah. Hey, hi Bing Wong. Oh, I think your counter is air liquid. Air liquid. Let me take a look. Okay, I think for this counter, it's also currently doing some a bit of a reversal going on. From here, is currently we are seeing lower high, lower lows. Also, yeah, also broke through this support at 190, do a retest, and then currently trading a lower range. So still holding at 186, lower support level. Could see some sideways around here. Yeah. If it breaks through 186, then likely we see some lower levels being tested, which is 180, 182 about that. It's the next support. So I think for now still some weakness. Price needs to get back above 190, above it, and close higher than it, then for some um resumption in the bull lah. But for now still pull back. Okay, next one is MTC and CTX. MTC is Tech. Okay, for this I think the volume is actually very low lah. So I'm not sure whether T is applicable to it, but I try my best. For the time being, still generally quite range bound. Price still fun, still after the break below 180 over here. You can see price is still finding resistance whenever going above it. Short term support wise, I think it's still probably around 160 over here. So I think for short term wise, probably still gonna trade in this trend. Sorry, in this range. Sorry. And this one is CTX Semtrex. For Semtrex, it's a bit weaker, so yeah, pull back over here. Still holding at the support of 3.2 over here. With resistance around 3.6. Yeah, so I think still tight range, but it breaks below 3.2, then we could see price go lower towards like 3, 2.9 to 3 as the next support. I have Matthew, YINN is directional daily, you could see bull 3 times. Okay, for this counter, uh, I think if you're more bullish, you've got more bullish view, I think it's doing an inverse here and shoulders. Let me try to draw it out. Yeah, it's currently at the right shoulder part. I think then in the shorter term wise, I think it's doing a bit of range consolidation for the time being. Yeah, still finding resistance, the key resistance around 2070, 2080. Support wise, probably around 17, 70 to about $18 for time being. Yeah, so could just be trading some sideways for the time being. So this is my take. Okay, hi Wing Hong. Freeport McMoran. The next one is Freeport. Okay, Freeport, I think it actually retested a previous high over here back. This was around $50.40. And then it's like some rejection around here. So if price breaks below like this 49.40 level, then we could see price pull back a little bit further towards like 48.50, then 47 about that. Then current resistance is around 52. So yeah, we see how it goes. I think could just consolidate sideways a little bit for now. Next one is Vista Oil and Gas. Not sure whether there's a US counter for this. Maybe you can be type in the chat box, then I go through again. Sorry for that. Okay, I'll go through the other ones first. Johnson and Johnson. Okay, Johnson and Johnson, I think still weakness for the time being. Price broke below the 150 support. Currently retesting around the next support level is around 147. Yeah, so you see price could do a slight bounce, but then I think still limited upside with resistance from 149, 150 for time being. Then next support below that will be around 143 for J&J. So I think the downtrend wise currently is still quite strong. And this one is ISRG, Intuitive Surgical. ISRG, I think for time being is doing a range lah. So still in between 376 to about 400 about there. So I think nothing too much has changed. Yeah, so I think that will still likely continue for a time being. Hey David, question on Nike. Okay, Nike, I think okay, recently price is when I'll pull back quite a lot. Recent quite near the retest of 88 over here, then hit about 89, then price rebounded. Currently, you're doing a retest of this 92 level. So over here, you could see price meet some resistance. Yeah, I think we just sideways or move a bit lower. Given the still some don't still going on this downtrend over here. Okay, hi Wing Hong, thanks for getting back VSIT. VSIT. But don't have like I'm not sure why. So sorry for that. Okay, next one I'll go through the others first. Sorry. Boeing is next. So Boeing, I think Boeing is still bearish. Recently broke below the $176 support. I think could be trading in this downtrend channel over here. So actually the support could be quite near, maybe 167, but it's just a guess. Not sure whether it will hold over here. So you see the price action. Yeah, here. So this is also like a previous this level was also a previous horizontal resistance over here. So let's see whether the price is able to hold. If not, the next lower support probably around 160, 160 about it. It's for Boeing. Okay. The next one I'll go through is okay, I think generally it's very range. Still holding the good thing is still holding support 121, but then still weakness is persist. You can see it with the lower highs still forming along the way. So I think I will expect this trend to actually still continue. With a lower high expected below 135 given the current trend. So we could still see some sideways between this 120 to about 130 range over here. Yeah, this for next one is JD. Okay, JD, I think currently doing a range over here. So yeah, doing a retest, currently doing a retest of this 25, 30 support. I think price need to see whether price bounces over here, then we could see maybe test outside of 2730 again. Yeah, so this for JD. Okay, so yeah, I'll go through just the last maybe 2 or 3 counters. I think it's 9:15 already. Okay, hi Sally. Counters are Visa and Goldman Sachs. Okay, I think Visa, um, similar to Mastercard, start to break down the upstream channel. Currently, we tested the first support level 272. So I will expect some sideways price movement for time being, maybe to test like 278 to 280 will be the current resistance now. But then if 272 breaks, then next support will be around 266, 267 about that. So I think maybe some short-term consolidation. I think Goldman Sachs, there was results released today. It currently is gapping up. So currently gapping up to this support breakdown level. So I think there could be some rejection from here over here. Yeah, so let's see how it goes towards the end of the day. For now, I would think maybe price could just sideways over here. Still maybe some resistance. Okay, then I think I'll go through Ringhorn's counter just now. Vista Energy. Okay, thanks. Okay, Vista Energy, I think currently range bound. Yeah, it's trading it's around the all-time highs, but currently just some range bound going on. So I think yeah, maybe some range consolidation, but still okay. If there's a break above 44, then the bullish trend could continue. Yeah. Yes. I think that's all from me today. Sorry, I'm going to go through everyone's counter in view of time. I can feel free to drop your questions in P3 TA community below. Yeah. Then let me wait. Then I'll answer them. Wait. Let me just fill up drop the survey link below. Okay. Hi. Okay. So thanks everyone for attending tonight. Feel free to fill out the survey form. Over here, you can leave any feedback on today's session. Also feel free to join our poems community on TA if you haven't. You can download the link over there. Also feel free to join Poems TA Telegram group at Poems TA as well. So can feel free to drop any TA questions along the week if you have any. I hope you have enjoyed today's session. I'll see you again next week. Bye bye.